Here are 15 of the best Ask Reddit stories for today. I hope you enjoy and remember to subscribe. It really helps us out. We post new videos every day.
What's a secret piece of knowledge that changed your life? Peeling a banana from the stumpy flower end like monkeys do is way better, easier than peeling a banana from the stem end. At restaurants, book a table for one extra person so they give you a bigger table. Just say the other person never showed up. Play battlebingo.com, a bingo game, but we found out that you win every time on the 5th round. Me and my friend played for like 20 minutes and it actually works. We made $30. Sephora's free birthday gift. Create 5 accounts with birthdays in the current month and claim each gift. Bam! You can get sent free things from Amazon if you become a product tester. My garage is filled with the most random things like kitchen appliances, bed sheets, exercise bike, popcorn machine, you name it. I make a few $100s a week just writing reviews for the products too. Popcorn machine, excellent LOL. Edit, for everyone asking, I got the job at testhomebasics.com. What was the tipping point of your last relationship? I was leaving the gym and told her I would be over to her apartment in about 45 minutes after I showered. I kid you not, at the 45-minute mark she was texting me upset that I wasn't there yet. I apologized and told her I had to go to the bathroom, so it's taking a little longer, but I was on my way and almost there. Showed up at about the 50-minute mark. She would not open the door beyond leaving the security latch attached, and only to tell me to F off. So, after about 5 minutes of trying to reason with her to let me in and her responding that she didn't want to hang out anymore because I took too long because I was probably talking to some hoe at the gym, I decided to leave. When I got back to my apartment I figured might as well entertain myself and play some video games. About 40 minutes later she shows up to my place banging on the door. I happily open the door thinking she changed her mind. She sees that I was clearly playing video games and enjoying a glass of wine, walks over and picks up the wine and throws it on the ground, pissed off that I found something to do other than stare at the wall because she didn't want to hang out with me. She sees how in shock I am at her reaction and tries to brush up the broken wine glass with her bare hands. She is bleeding and crying and I'm in shock and pleading with her to stop because she is tearing her hands up. I suggest she leaves and that was the last time we were in the same room together. What a whirlwind of a relationship that was.
Serious, what was the moment that made you hate somebody you once cared about? Ex-roommate stopped paying rent and blocked the landlord on everything. When the landlord forced me to be the middleman he lied to my face about not having any money left, can't afford food, a whole sob story. So I bought him groceries and got in contact with his parents to express how worried I was because I could see him spiraling. His parents told me they send him rent plus a few hundred extra every month. To this day I don't know where the money was going, but he was 3 months late on rent. On the day the lease ended he moved his stuff out and left garbage everywhere and food rotting in the fridge. I spent nearly 2 days cleaning by myself but had a job waiting for me and ran out of time. So everyone lost their security deposit for the apartment being trashed, and when I confronted him his excuse was I just can't be in that place anymore. I'm putting it behind me. 1 month prior to all this I'd have called him my best friend. Now if I think about him too much I get so angry my hands start shaking. Guys, what's the craziest thing that's happened in the boys' locker room that most girls wouldn't understand? Someone in my older brother's class stuck a matchbook on my brother's back right above his belt and lit it on fire as a prank. I guess. My brother got a pretty serious burn at the base of his back about the size of an apple. He didn't tell anyone about it because he wasn't a snitch, but as he was getting ready for practice after school in the locker room, his coach saw it and assumed my brother was being abused. And my brother not admitting how it happened made everyone at the school assume the worst. My parents got called in and when the teachers threatened to call the police on my dad, my brother finally told them what happened. The kid who did it was going to get expelled for setting someone on fire, but my dad was an education is the most important thing in the world kind of guy and went to bat for the kid. I think the kid ended up with 3 years of detention, but he did get to stay in the school.
Reddit, what are some helpful tips for broke people? If you owe money, call the place. In my experience 9 times out of 10 they're willing to work with you. That may mean smaller payments or taking what you can pay now and dropping the rest. Make a list of everything you subscribe to and start dropping things you don't even use. Playing games like playbattlebingo.com. It's a skill-based bingo match that you can actually win real money on. It's also free and fun. I won $60 on it from playing a few times. It's not much but it's grocery money. Buy a cheap tool kit and Haynes manual for your car. I've saved thousands working on my own car using a socket set from World War II. Before anyone says I can't or I don't trust myself, I was a novice when I started. Finding random jobs on product testing sites. These companies are always looking for new product testers to review their products. I find jobs on testerspots.com and have actually made a few $100s a week doing it. People who used to be broke but aren't anymore. What are your tips? At Walmart or most grocery stores you can buy a rotisserie chicken for wicked cheap. They're actually cheaper to purchase cooked instead of raw, and you can make several meals out of just the meat you scrape off the bones. I often make sandwiches or wraps and it'll last for like 6 meals, for $5. Play battlebingo.com. This is a skill-based bingo game that allows you to actually win real money on your phone. Of course you won't get rich on it but I've won a few hundred from it before. It's completely free and actually fun. Hot sauce is a simple investment to turn sad bland food into sad slightly less bland food. Filling out surveys for money. People underestimate them because a lot don't actually pay well, but on websites like testerspots.com you can actually make a few hundred a week for like 30 minutes a day.
As a teenager, what was the worst thing your parents ever walked in on you doing? Oh God, time to tell this story. So basically, my girlfriend at the time and I were home alone, and started watching a movie. We got to the part of the movie where both of our shirts are off and her pants are down around her ankles when suddenly we hear a car pull up in the driveway. We were on the couch in my TV room, which is pretty much right off the main entrance. Scramble, shirts get back on just in time, but with my entire family crashing into the room, the pants are still firmly south of the border. Fortunately, we're both still under a blanket with the movie on. Somewhat less fortunately, we're watching some Disney movie, so everyone is sticking around. The lights are off, so it's not super obvious just how guilty we look, and while everyone is distracted we pretend to be looking at something on my phone while typing out a plan to each other. Plan initiated. I drop my phone, and in the process of retrieving it, grab her pants and bring them up to her knees. She then stretches out, letting me pull pants up to about mid-thigh level. So far so good. Now for the hard part. We wait about 5 minutes for a big song, so everyone is distracted looking at the screen and singing along. She stands up, and in the same motion I pull her pants the rest of the way up, and she quickly goes into the bathroom to put everything in order. Nobody seems to notice. Crisis averted.
What are the best life hacks for broke people? If you wind up homeless, get a Planet Fitness gym membership, $10 a month, so you can shower every day. The one near my work also has free Wi-Fi. You can get a free cheeseburger by registering for the McDonald's app and then delete your account and do it again. Finding random jobs on product testing sites. These companies are always looking for new product testers to review their products. I find jobs on testerspots.com and have actually made a few $100s a week doing it. If you have access, ethnic grocery stores usually have cheaper produce. Playing games like playbattlebingo.com. It's a skill-based bingo match that you can actually win real money on. It's also free and fun. I won $60 on it from playing a few times. It's not much, but it's grocery money. What are some secret money saving hacks everyone should know about? Try using cash instead of credit cards for your day-to-day purchases. You'll be more aware of how much money you're spending if you can actually see it leaving your wallet. When online shopping, try adding to cart and then leaving the website. You will most likely get an email with a discount code for 10 to 20% off your purchase. Test homebasics.com. If you already shop online and have an Amazon account, become a product tester and get Home Basics sent to you for free and actually make a few $100s a review. Create a no-spend day or weekend challenge where you set a goal of not buying anything for a day or a weekend and see how much you can save.
How did your affair start? My husband's affair started shortly after we got married. We lived in an apartment complex and all the mailboxes were in the lobby area. I checked the mail while he was at work, like I always did. I opened a card, not paying attention to who it was addressed to, but the front of the card read, "I miss you in the morning, I miss you in the evening," and the inside of the card read, "But I especially miss you at night." And there was a drawing of a woman in bed wearing a negligee, and it was signed, "I miss you and love you," with a woman's name. So I looked at the envelope and it was addressed to my husband. We had only been married 3 months, so I immediately gathered all of his items and threw them into the hallway. He came home and tried to come into the door, but I had the chain lock on it. He was like, "What the hell is going on?" I said, "Your girlfriend misses you, so we're over and you can go stay with her," and I opened the door wide enough to throw the card and envelope into the hall. About 15 minutes later, there is a knock at my door. It's my next door neighbor. I had seen him around but we hadn't made formal introductions yet. I open the door and my husband is standing down the hallway. The neighbor says, "Hi, my name is, you accidentally got my mail today." My neighbor had the exact first and last name as my husband. He said, "My wife has been out of town on a business trip. She sent the card to me." I said, "Bullshit," and shut the door on him. 5 minutes later, there's another knock at my door. I look to see my next door neighbor again, but this time he's holding up his driver's license and the card envelope. His license shows he has the exact name as my husband, and the card envelope has their apartment number on it. At the time, it was pretty fucking traumatic, but now, 31 years later, my husband thinks it's absolutely hilarious.
Okay Reddit, let's make it. The list of real-life cheat codes. When you have forgotten someone's name, simply say, "I'm sorry, but what was your name?" one more time. They may act offended, but when they give you their first name you simply reply, "No, I meant your last name." More socially acceptable to forget. If you need to briefly turn the light on at night and don't want to completely lose your night vision, keep one eye closed. Instead of paying for Amazon products, become a product tester and get them sent to you for free and actually make a few $100s a week from it. I applied at testhomebasics.com. rainymood.com and simplynoise.com are the cheat codes for studying without distraction. What are some cheat codes you've found in the game of life? I bought 24 pairs of the same socks and threw the rest of mismatching ones away. I have a couple winter socks and that's it. At a burrito shop, get half of one protein and half of another. They usually end up giving you like 20% more. Exact science here. Plus you get more flavor. Instead of paying for Amazon products, become a product tester and get them sent to you for free and actually make a few $100s a week from it. I applied at testhomebasics.com. I cannot overstate how much dressing well and being well groomed will impact your life. It'll drop the difficulty by 2 or 3 levels. No joke, people will treat you vastly differently. The opposite is also true. What are some really fun jobs that pay well? I'm a YouTuber and I travel for a living. I make money by filming content of the cool places I go and then use it for my channel, so I get paid from sponsorships or brand deals from hotels I stay at. Cruise ship worker. I get to live and work on a cruise ship and travel all over the world. I meet so many new people every day, I love it. The salary is $48,000 a year too, which is great. I'm an Amazon product tester and get paid to test new products every month. I use the items for a week and then share my experience with the company. The pay is generous too, like $35 to $40 per review. For everyone wondering, I applied at testhomebasics.com. I get paid to text men for a living. Most of them are just lonely and want a woman to talk to, so that's what I do. I make $300 a week doing it on the side. I can work literally anywhere in the world and do it.
What's an industry secret in the field you work in? I'm a dentist. Here's the lowdown on toothpaste. As long as it has fluoride, they are all basically the same. When I was in dental school, the Colgate lady came by and said that everything that says Colgate Total on it is all exactly the same. The only difference is the packaging. So whether it says whitening, or gum protection, or whatever else, it is all exactly the same. The exception is sensitivity. Toothpaste typically does have an extra active ingredient, KNO3, which helps with sensitivity. Don't ever feel obligated to buy the expensive toothpaste because you think it will be better for your teeth. Just buy whatever you like best. Auto insurance agent. Please, for the love of God, don't tell auto insurance agents more than you have to. They ask you a question, just say yes or no and answer the question as straight as you can. If you go on and on about your life story, you will probably end up saying something you don't have to and making your rate higher, or getting yourself declined. We want to get you that policy as cheap as possible. Only tell us what we need to know and don't say anything else.
Is something free from the internet everyone should take advantage of. GetHuman.com. When you're calling a customer service number, this site will give you phone numbers and show which buttons to push to talk to an actual live human being. PlayBattleBingo.com. You can play to compete against other people in a fair skill-based bingo match and can win real cash. It's a great alternative to regular games if you're bored, and it's free. Supercook.com helps you figure out dinner based on what you already have in the house. The Wayback Machine and how you can recover deleted news articles, posts and otherwise unreachable pages. It's the reason nothing on the internet is truly ever deleted. Some remote jobs that you can do while traveling. I get paid to text men for a living. Most of them are just lonely and want a woman to talk to, so that's what I do. I make $300 a week doing it on the side. I can work literally anywhere in the world and do it. I work remotely as a product tester for Amazon. As long as you have a shipping address and a laptop, they'll accept you. You can test products and write reviews from anywhere and actually make a livable wage. I applied at testhomebasics.com. English teacher. You can work in any country by teaching a different language, especially English, because it's in high demand. If you work for Netflix as a tagger, you can work remotely from anywhere. You work from your computer by watching Netflix series and get paid to tag them in the correct categories. Showtaggers.com is where I got the job, for anyone wondering.